Welcome, 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 one and all, to a brand new live edition of the Extra Point. Your host, Mr. P.O. Colter, is in the house. Got two heavy hitters on board with me today, joining the hot seat to talk some sports. In the middle chair, we have Miss Tasha T. Sizzle, all the way from the DR. How you doing today?
Good. Oh, wait a minute. Before you even introduce Brandon, shall I divulge the conversation that you and I had about a certain thing in the DR?
Yeah, go for it.
Paul, he had no idea that I was in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, wow. Really?
And I told him, I said, he says it every show.
But you know what? In his defense, I do say international sports correspondent. I really don't say which island. But yeah, she's Gilligan that got off the island. So one of these days we'll get that passport stamp and do one live from over there. Saying what's up to Miss Denise. Denise shouts out, good morning and hello to you. Speaking of Miss Denise, but before we do, Tasha, will you please introduce the guy since you already done told him he didn't know where you lived?
It's our young Padawan, the young boomer sooner himself, one Mr. Brandon Lewis, straight out of Fort Worth, living in Norman now, trying to get his education thing going.
Yes. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I've been busy the last 2 weeks, but football, with the Cotton Bowl, and then last week we had a little taste of Fort Worth and Norman last weekend, so it was just amazing. But I'm glad to be back. People were raving about the show, so I said I have to come back this week. We got to get it started. We got to keep it going. We're all for each other. We're a team. We helping one another. You
know what? This guy is wise beyond his years. Sometimes you may think that he would be our babysitter, and we're much years to his elder. We are very, very proud of this young man. Very, very happy to have him on the show this week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we do, Ms. Tasha T. Sizzle, our show is sponsored by
May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Colombian, your Honduran, and your Brazilian blend coffee, fresh ground or not, by my beautiful daughter, Denise. Please, everyone out there, please support her. Even if you don't drink coffee, buy a bag for someone who does drink coffee. And she also has K-Cups. And you can also use the
I love K-Cups.
Nice.
You can use the code EXTRA1 for a discount. And she also has, she's saying I'd say it wrong. I cannot remember. It's syrups. So you can get you a hazelnut, you can get you a pumpkin spice, you can get you a vanilla, you can get you any type of flavor that you want to add to your coffee if you don't like plain black coffee.
Right on. And ladies and gentlemen, this will make an excellent holiday gift. If you're like me and you have family kind of scattered all over the country, hey, just log on to mayjanes.com. Go ahead and place that order. Use the promo code EXTRA1 that we have posted up right there, and give one of your fellow coffee drinking family or friends. The gift is going to keep on giving. I got my cup right here. I can't start a day or a Saturday without it, and we're about to get to it. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing before we do. It is October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And here at the Extra Point, we do want to show love and respect to all of those who are battling the biggest fight of their life. If you want to join the Extra Point in battling breast cancer awareness, you can use the hashtag StepStepStrong and Woods Realty 1 year. We'll put that in the comment section. Just post a picture of yourself on Facebook wearing some pink. Use those two hashtags. And there will be raising money, there you go, to go to some notable women who are battling breast cancer. So we got love for you. We see you, and we are praying for you. Now, let's get started. And I want to do this right off the rip since I got on my flaming tea right here. Last Monday night, if you was maybe working, sitting out a warrant down at the county jail, whatever you were doing, and you missed it, you missed Derrick Henry put on once again another classic Hall of Fame type performance. 143 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns against the top scoring defense and the top rushing defense in the league in the Buffalo Bills. The man right now, he has 783 yards rushing. Can I interest you in a couple of eye-popping stats? Number one, he has more yards after contact than the second leading rusher in the league in Nick Chubb. So he has more yards after contact than Nick Chubb has, period. He also has more rushing yards than 26 other teams in the NFL right now. 26 other teams. This is just mind-boggling. So my question to you, let's start with you, Brandon, since you've been out for a couple of weeks. Is Derrick Henry the best player in the NFL right now?
Yes. I think so. The dude, like, I saw an interesting stat when I was watching the game. I think they said that 71-yard scamper for a touchdown run, that was 21.7 miles per hour. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's insane how they're doing stats now.
The fastest in the league so far.
Yes. And look how big he is. Like, you're like, what is he doing? A guy that big running that fast. But, yeah, I think he is, you know. And I feel like he's getting the respect that he needs now because everybody was always talking about Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
But I don't see Derrick Henry being out for injury, you know. So I think he's unanimous. I think he's unanimous.
T. Sizzle, how about you? Derrick Henry, the best player in the NFL?
Now, you always say that I hate the Titans. I do not hate. I do not hate.
She does, Brandon. She does.
I do not hate the Titans. Derrick Henry's a beast. I just got to put it out there. And I was watching the show earlier this week, and someone asked, you know, who do you think the MVP is? And I think the person said it was Trayvon Diggs. Okay, yeah, Trayvon Diggs is out there. That's the cornerback from for Dallas, played at Bama. You know, he's out there balling.
He is.
Derrick Henry is performing above and beyond everyone else in the league this season at this point. And the reason why he's not getting the notoriety, Brandon just said, Brandon, you said something about him not being home, is because he's playing in Nashville. Imagine if he was in Dallas.
Oh my gosh.
it would be hands down who the MVP or the most, you know, the best player in the NFL is this season. But Derrick Henry has been the best player for a minute, and even on his own team. And when you said this, it's fun because I saw something and I meant to screenshot, send it to you, but I forgot. They want to keep giving Tannehill all credit. Tannehill and Henry have signed for the same amount of years. Tannehill is getting $140 million to Derrick Henry's $40 million.
Yeah.
Make
that
sense.
Might change depending on how this season ends. And also, if you follow the Titans, what makes this even more remarkable is the fact that A.J. Brown and who's my boy? Julio Jones, right here that I'm wearing today. They have been in and out of the lineup, mostly out of the lineup the entire season. And the offensive line for the Tennessee Titans is one of the worst they've had in years, giving up a record number of sacks. So he's doing this behind a makeshift patched up offensive line, and he's doing it. He's matchup proof. Mm-hmm. It could be the Bengals. It could be the Jaguars. Hell, bring on the Buffalo Bills. He's going to run right through them. And he can single-handedly take over a game himself. If you kick field goals against the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry will eventually run you down. As Seattle, as Buffalo last week. Mm-hmm. But let's expand this conversation just for a second. We all know that traditionally, unless you're Adrian Peterson coming off a ACL injury and a record return in 6 months, running backs don't usually get the MVP. So my question to you, Tasha, what would Derrick Henry need to do stat-wise, or the Tennessee Titans need to do record-wise for him to actually be an MVP? Because it usually goes to a quarterback.
It's not he has to do, because he has done enough basically the last 2 years to people and let people know, hey, I'm here. What it's going to take for him to win the MVP is for all these quarterbacks to come up line.
Ooh.
All these quarterbacks are going to have to, because they're talking about Kyler Murray. Yes, the Cardinals are under.
He's well deserving. He's well deserving.
Yes, he's well deserving. But he's not the only one that's making that team. Derrick Henry is carrying the Titans on his back as he has the past 2 seasons. He's just everybody on there while giving a stiff arm. He's doing it all. But they love. They'll try to give it to Aaron Rodgers. They'll try to give it to Brady. They'll try to give it to Kyler Murray, just because of the position that they play.
Right. So we know that the running back has to do something extraordinary to kind of take on that title.
It's not even what the running back has to do or is doing. A quarterback has to pull up lane. A quarterback has to fall off completely or get injured in order for him to get it.
That's unfortunate, Tasha, but very true. Brandon, what number would he need to put out there for you to say, wow, that's an MVP performance, given the Kyler Murray's, given how Tom Brady's playing, given how Aaron Rodgers is playing, given how Josh Allen is playing, those type of quarterbacks? What would he need to do to usurp them to win the MVP this year? 2,500, 2,000, another 2,000 yards? What do you think?
Yeah, probably got to go eclipse the 2,000 mark. But like Tasha said, it's sad to say, all the quarterbacks have to do horrible. They will have to do horrible because, I mean, what else can you do as a running back? The longevity of a running back is already short. Right. So what else can he do? I mean, because like kind of to piggyback on that, they brought in Julio Jones, and I mean, Julio Jones kind of been quiet this season.
Yes.
You know, he's had a hit and miss game. He was playing on Monday, and next thing you know, he was injured, out for the rest of the game.
Right.
You had Mr. A.J. Brown, who was dealing with stomach bug,
right,
food poisoning, you know, throughout the game, and then all of a sudden he just played lights out in the second half. Mm-hmm. But I mean, what else can you do for Derrick? I mean, as a running back, you can only do so much. He's getting out there on the screens, you know, being a receiving back as well, power back, speed back. I mean, he complements all those things that you would love to see in a running back. You know, more or less when he was at Bama, he was more of a power back.
Right.
But now he's brought his game to another level, and he's all three now. So, I mean, pretty much only thing I can really say about that is just 2,500. And, you know, the other quarterbacks fall off. It's kind of hard, you know what I mean?
Right.
You think Derrick got them big stallion knees? Because
hey, if there's one person that I wouldn't bet against being able to put up 2,500 in a 17-game season the way he started now, he might be at 1,000 yards after he plays Kansas City's poorest defense this Sunday. So we'll see. But I'm glad you all brought up declining quarterbacks, so quarterbacks will have to take a step back, because you just segued me into my next topic here. And what's going on, Derek Davis, Ray Ladd? Thank you all for joining the show. Make sure y'all get some James coffee while y'all are at it. Baker Mayfield. Now, we have somebody on the inside for this conversation, because we have a boomer sooner here, and I'm curious to see what his thoughts are going to be on this. Baker Mayfield, last season was his breakout year. He got Cleveland stabilized as an organization for the first time in like 2 decades. They won a playoff game on the road at Pittsburgh, who started 11-0. He was playing lights out. He was managing the game within what Kevin Stefanski wanted to do. But this year, he doesn't look the same. And he's going into a contract year next year. They can either pick up his 5th-year option or let him walk as a free agent. He's 19th in the league in passing right now. Now he's injured with a separated shoulder. He didn't play Thursday, and Case Keenum came in, and the offense really didn't look any different, even without Chubb and Kareem Hunt playing. So my question to you, and we're going to start with you, Brandon, Mr. Boomer Sooner, is the number 1 overall pick going to get a record extension, or do you even think, first of all, he's a franchise quarterback?
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. I never really been so for a fan of Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm not going to discredit the man. He was, you know, in the backyard of the Texas Longhorns. He didn't get offered. End up walking on at Texas Tech, and then walking on here at when he transferred at OU. He had an amazing college career after all the things he went through just to get to, you know, being a Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't discredit him. I wouldn't say he's a franchise quarterback, but he's a good starter in the NFL currently. But, I mean, I just feel like he had to prove more in order to get that franchise money. You know, he had to go out and win the MVP, definitely. Because you already see Lamar Jackson already won one. Patrick Mahomes already won one. And, you know, Patrick Mahomes and Baker played one of the best games in college football.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no defense, but they put up some points, you know.
Yeah, that was a 5-hour game with all those touchdowns and timeouts.
Right. But I feel like he has more to prove. I'm not discrediting him because I'm not a fan of him. He's a good quarterback, but to me, he's not at MVP caliber quarterback play yet. I feel like he has more to develop on and more work to do. So I'll probably give him another year or two and see if he prove it then. Then if not, yeah, I wouldn't say he'll make, as a franchise quarterback.
Okay, so T. Sizzle, picking up where Brandon just left off, he said he'd give him another year or two. You only got one more year left on the contract if they pick up the fifth-year option to have him kind of play out the string like Marcus Mariota had to do in Tennessee. Tasha, right now where we stand, he's injured. We're not sure how long he's been out. He'll be out. They're thinking that he may be back for Pittsburgh next week. But you won with Case Keenum, a solid game-managing veteran backup. He's nothing to smile at. But how far in your pocket would you dig to keep Baker Mayfield in Cleveland?
Not at all. I'm not going to dig deep, and I'm just going to go, the little pocket on your jeans where you put your little coin in a little bitty small pocket. And I'm digging in it now, where you can just take your finger and just do it like that. That's what.
Right, scrape that little quarter out.
Right. And I don't know why they keep trying to fake the funk. He has more than a separated shoulder. He has a torn labrum. Even though it's on his non-throwing shoulder, if you're running, like I have a bad back, I had back surgery. I don't walk on my back, but sometimes if I run too much or hit the ground hard, it jars my back. There's no way he's going to play against Pittsburgh. You need to just let Case Keenum, play as long as he can and just see what Baker's going to give you next year. But I wouldn't extend his contract. I mean, I would, but I wouldn't give him all that money. Because he's not. Put it this way. He's a franchise quarterback because that's all they have.
Is he the new Marcus Mariota? Because I found Tennessee in a similar situation where they had a quarterback they could win with the right pieces around him, a good run game, a good defense, some weapons on the outside. But he wasn't the guy that you thought could get you to a Super Bowl or that had a ceiling on him that wasn't very high. And right. Tennessee extended him, gave him one last chance, and then decided to let him just basically walk for nothing. Do you think that Cleveland will let him walk as well?
I think in the future, because they have pieces around him. I mean, but they're hurt. Landry is hurt.
And OBJ's looking like boo-boo. Get him out of Cleveland.
OBJ is pretty much like, y'all want to talk all that mess about me, and y'all saying y'all really didn't want me here. Well, guess what? I don't want to be here either.
He looked bad Thursday.
He did. And the thing is, I think had Von Miller not been out, remember, he twisted his ankle in like the first. I think it would have been a totally different story. I don't think Cleveland would have won had you had Von Miller out there because he is a game changer, even though he's just a single person. But yeah.
Now wait, hold on for a second, Tasha. Wayne Donaldson checked in and said they may be forced to extend him. Do you think that could be the case as well?
And that's my point, because who else are you going to get?
Right.
I mean,
you're not going to have a high draft pick to get one of the upper echelon quarterbacks come out of the draft.
And then if you do you want to risk your franchise on one of these new quarterbacks?
When you're already winning playoff games with Baker, right.
Baker's not a bad quarterback, but I don't see him as being a franchise star. He made himself into a star with all the commercials and the advertising, things like that. But
and kudos to him for that. He did.
Right. I mean, and my favorite moment of him was when he took that flag and stuck it in the middle of where.
Yes. I was a fan that night.
I was a fan. Yes, I was a fan that night.
I was a fan that night. So, Brandon, let's put a dollar amount on it. Okay, because in the same draft where he was taking number one, Josh Allen just got a mega deal. Lamar Jackson, who went last in the first round, he's coming up for a huge deal. He's going to make over $40 million a year. Where's Baker slot in? $20 million a year? $30 million a year? Or dare I say $40 million a year?
I'd say about $20 to $25 million.
Would you take that, Tasha, if you're Baker Mayfield?
I mean, he can either take that or take his chances somewhere else. Now, you may have a team that is desperate for a quarterback that probably would pick him up. But
like maybe a Philly or Miami.
But I don't necessarily think Philly is desperate for a quarterback. Jalen, it's just a rough go for Jalen. Now Miami, they out there. I mean, they even finna bring up Mr. Massage Parlor himself, because Tua is not really in and out to be what we thought Tua would be.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out because Cincinnati has come out of nowhere. They look like they're going to be in the fight to the finish. You've got a tough division. Pittsburgh look like they're climbing out of the doldrums. They're 4-2. Baltimore's won 5 straight. This is going to be hard to make the wild card when you're losing to all of the teams that you'll be in the wild card race with. Kansas City and all those type of teams. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, also interesting to see is how college football shook out last week. Your boys moved back up, got a little more solidified in that college football playoff. Look at the grin. Look at the Cheshire cat.
Hey, yes. It's something. One thing I cannot stand, and I will say this on live broadcast, I cannot stand fake fans, people who are not factual, people who do not do their research.
Ooh.
You cannot go talking about, Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams. Let me tell you one thing. Last weekend, when they announced Caleb Williams was a starting quarterback, I already got the notification, but I just kept quiet. The crowd went loud. And don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams is an amazing quarterback, but at the same time, we still have to support Spencer because he is on our roster, regardless if Caleb Williams is outplaying Spencer. To me, that goes back to sportsmanship. We have to still support him regardless or not. He's human. He still has feelings. Yes, I'm a fan of Caleb Williams. He's doing amazing. He's playing a stellar career so far. Just in his young freshman career, not having playing football his senior year of high school.
Right. Even more impressive.
So the future is bright for Norman, but also our offense is doing their job, but we need our defense to step up. I mean, we have a lot of DBs that are out, like Woody Washington, my boy DJ Graham from Fort Worth. He's under concussion protocol right now. So that's a lot of people that we're missing. We have a freshman by the name of Latrell McCutcheon who's playing stellar, But, I mean, that's my thing, I just have to put that out there because that's what a lot of the fan base is doing, booing Spencer. But we still have to, regardless if we don't like him or not, we still have to support him.
Now, Brandon, Wayne Donaldson, who's a Notre Dame fighting Irish through and through, he says the Sooners are a fraud as usual. Now, you being trolled, welcome to the extra point. Now, your family when you start getting trolled. Wayne Donaldson is about his football life. He loves the sport, and he's passionate about it. So, let's hear your rebuttal to that. They are not a fraud because of what?
I don't think they're a fraud. Like, the only thing we really have to tighten up is our defense. And like one of my friends, Bobby, said, why are we going out getting small DBs when we're going against receivers that are like 6'3"?
Like Wortham from Texas. He ended up with that big guy. Yeah.
If we can get our secondary is the biggest issue. Our special teams is clutch. Gabe Burkett, that is the best kicker to me in the nation. You got an offense that's high power and that's playing totally different football with Caleb Williams stepping in. We have star receivers. We have star running backs. We have a star quarterback. Our offensive line is playing better. It's just our secondary. That is our biggest issue. And tackling. We cannot tackle for nothing. We go for a tackle. Next thing you know, they're out and they're gone.
Those games are entertaining, though. If you're in the market here in the Texas area and your team is playing, turn it on the OU game. You're going to watch it to the fourth quarter. Now, Sizzle, are you sold on what you've seen with the new look with Williams under center Oklahoma team? You think they'll be able to hold on to a top 3 spot?
No, as Brandon stated, it's a lack of defense, but that's a problem that has been throughout the Big 12 for years. It's their lack of defense.
Your mission statement.
Right. Log me off. The mission.
Oh,
that was
that's the mission statement. We're going to outscore you. Now, Dwayne says that's every year for defense. They've been fixing the defense forever. Texas choked and saved their season. Woo!
Right.
Now, has OU and Notre Dame played recently? I don't think so.
But OU will keep their ranking as long as they win. But when they have to play another team in that championship, look at what has happened to them in the past when they've been in the what year was that they were in the championship and they got beat when
Baker was with
by
them.
Georgia.
They played Georgia.
It was
a great game,
but the kicker had the black rim glasses, and I remember that. But
that's Rodrigo Blankenship.
It sure is Rodrigo Blankenship. He's on my fantasy team.
But their lack of defense is what's going to end them, because you can't go up against a Georgia, you can't go up against a Bama, you can't go against Ohio, you can't go up against a Michigan without a defense.
Right. No, he says his Irish are fraud. Also, he keeps it real. They keep it real right here at the extra point, because that is true. They have a huge game against USC today, but no, we don't know about Notre Dame. They may end up in the top 10. Right. Now, Alabama, it didn't take them very long to wiggle their way. I'm going to say weasel. We're going to tell the truth today. To weasel themselves with their one loss, have themselves back into the top 4, and they are primed in a good position. All they have to do is run the table, beat Georgia. They are in. The thing about it is if Oklahoma runs the table, they are definitely in. If Cincinnati runs the table, it's going to be hard to drop them from 2 to 5. That leaves one team.
No.
You don't think so? You think they'll pull a stunt on Cincy?
When those rankings come out, that strength of schedule will drop Cincy to 4. And then when it all plays out, when you have Big Ten championship, you have all these other championships, they're going to leapfrog. A one loss Ohio could leapfrog them. A one loss anybody on that on the Big Ten East, if they went out, they could leapfrog them.
Okay, no, you set up the next question perfectly. So, of the 6 teams remaining in the top 10, if one of those teams fall out, which could be a 1-loss Georgia, which could be a 2-loss Alabama if Georgia knocks them off, or Cincinnati if the strength of schedule catches up, because the Big Ten strength of schedule, especially in the East, is about to ramp up with all the big boys playing each other in the last 6 weeks. We have, sitting at 5, we have Ohio State. At 6, we have Michigan. At 7, we have PSU. At 8, we have Oklahoma State. At 9, we have Michigan State. At 10, we have Oregon. Which one of those teams you think has the best chance to take one of those spots from one of those that's holding in the top 4 right now?
And not to mention the last 4, because I pulled it up. The 4 of them that you mentioned all play each other. Just like the SEC. Remember how they always say the SEC always knocks each other out? These last 4, Michigan, Ohio, Penn State, little brother, all play each other.
Michigan plays all of those teams.
Yes.
Real quick.
What you got, Brandon?
Cincinnati. We've been talking about Cincinnati so much, but we're forgetting the Dallas area team and SMU. They're number 1 in the conference right now.
And they do play Cincinnati. You're right. Cincinnati is not off the woods yet, and SMU looked great Thursday night.
SMU, even if they beat SMU is currently 21. They're not strong enough to boo Cincinnati over these 1-loss teams that are sitting 5 through 10.
Well, what I'm saying is, as far as with Cincinnati, if they end up playing each other and they lose, they're done.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all they're waiting for. They're chomping at the bit.
Yes. SMU is a good team. They're 7-0, and they have an OU former quarterback leading them with Tanner Mordecai.
Mordecai is a monster. I got a chance to see some of that game before Thursday Night Football on Thursday on ESPN. SMU got an offense now. They got a squad. They can give Cincy some problems. But like Wayne said, Cincy did go into South Bend and knock off a top 10 rated Notre Dame in convincing fashion. So,
but like what I said, I was sold on Notre Dame this season, not simply because I just hate them, but I just didn't think Notre Dame. But I just because they scared. They scared and whatnot. They want to end the series and whatnot. But hey, I digress.
Right.
But
right.
I mean,
they ain't want one of the Michigan Wolverine paws. We get it. No. Okay. So Brandon, let me go here with you with this one. We have 2 high-profile gigs that are going to be open this spring. We got USC, who fired their coach Helton earlier in the season, and now we have LSU that just announced that Coach O will not be back for another season. And if this wasn't the morning show, if this was after dark, I'll tell you what O stood for Coach O. But Coach O is out at LSU. My question to you, Brandon, you're the top candidate assistant coach in college football, and you've got interviews with both programs. Which school is the better job?
Well, before I answer that, I will have to say they're both colleges that's always in trouble with something. Always.
Good point.
Always. But if it was me, I'll probably have to take the LSU job.
LSU, huh?
I probably would have to take the LSU job, because I don't feel like they're in so much shambles. They just came off a national championship. USC is not close to them, as close as LSU to a national championship, So I would say if I want to come in and, apply for a job, it'll be LSU.
Sizzle, you're the top assistant coach in all of college football. You've got offers pouring in from everywhere like a high school recruit. Which is the better program? Out in La La with USC or in Baton Rouge with LSU?
Now, I thought about this. My answer is easy, but when you first sent me this question, I had to go back. Have you guys really, really thought about the greatness of USC? Have you ever really sat back? And so when you sent me that last night, this was probably, I sleep. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. They had one of my personal favorites, Mr. Ronnie Lott.
Yes.
Mr. Pittsburgh Steeler, Lynn Swann. They gave you Keyshawn Johnson. They gave us the Juice. They gave us Marcus Allen. They even gave us Rodney Peete. And not to mention, with all his crown and glory, one Mr. Troy Polamalu.
Yes.
They even gave us Frank Gifford. They even gave us Frank Gifford, which I did not know. Frank Gifford went to USC. USC has all of these Hall of Famers. They have all of these championships, but I wouldn't take that job for nothing.
Really? So you don't walked us all the way down the aisle and just left us there with the best man and the pastor?
But that's what I'm saying. The only person that I can remember from LSU, and I knew this even before, is Y.A. Tittle, and that's because he was a 49er quarterback back in the day. So that's the only person that I really know of fame, because LSU didn't come into prominence until, like the late 1990s, early 2000s. Remember Jerry?
The Nick Saban era?
No, well, Jordan kind of got him on there because I remember when they beat Florida right after Florida had won that national championship, because I had the Sports Illustrated and they were on the cover. That's the only reason I remember that. So Jerry DiNardo, remember, who used to coach at Vanderbilt, had kind of put LSU, brought him back to prominence. And then when Saban came and they won that championship in 2003, it was all about LSU. Because before that, no one was talking about LSU. And now,
No, go ahead, finish your thought.
But I would take the LSU job simply because it's easy to recruit to LSU. You're going to
right with talent.
Right. Them Louisiana boys, come on. If you don't go out of the state.
That's one of them barefoot running states right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
The kids grew up running barefoot down the street.
Right. Now, you don't have to even go out of state to recruit to go to LSU. It's the easier job, and they have the better opportunity to win. But like you said, Brandon said, they're both wrought with scandal every time you turn around. And their scandals are kind of like with the same thing. Wasn't that the school where one guy jumped out of the window and broke his leg and said he was trying to save his sister or somebody, but he was caught up in an entanglement?
Golly.
Now, first off, Cindy Clark says, why every time she log on here, we talking crap about one of her teams? We love you, Cindy. Shouts out to West Nashville. Hey, stick around. We'll talk crap about a team that you don't like, I'm sure. Now, I tend to agree with Wayne on this. He said USC is the best job. A weaker conference and being in LA, LSU will be a tough job. See, I agree with that because of two words. Nick Saban. I don't want no parts of his division. Not right now. Send me the La La. Let me live out there in La La. And LA has some recruits as well.
Who's been the top in the Pac-12 for the last few years? Who have we been talking about?
Oregon.
Thank you. And before Stanford started falling off the hinges, Stanford. No one was talking about SC. It's not that easy to win in that Pac-12 as you might think. You got Arizona State that's been out here balling. It's not that easy to win in USC. And then who's watching USC? Especially, I'm not on the time zone here. When the time flips back, those games gonna be 1 o'clock in the morning here. I'm not gonna watch
you live in Bucharest.
But the thing about it, USC, like the thing about it is, to me, USC is like another Texas. The donors run that school.
Yes.
So if you ain't doing nothing by LSU, you have more of a comfort zone. Yes, you might be in the toughest conference in college football, but you have more time to work. Right. That's more. It's more to that story with Coach O and LSU. USC, doing what you're supposed to do. You messed up.
That's a great point. I mean, the donors there do run things at LSU. I mean, at USC, and you only get a half a season to prove yourself. That's why they've gone through a carousel of coaches that they have.
But also, USC is in the hood. USC is not UCLA. UCLA is Westwood. Did you
call USC Fisk?
No, it is. It is USC because my friend is a nurse and in California, and that's why if she worked at like close to USC, they would finish paying off her nursing debts.
Ooh, wait a minute. Bloodline with the jab. USC was relevant when Reggie Bush played. Oh, that was many moon ago.
And you think about I left off Reggie Bush. I left off Matt Minor. I left off look at all
you left off Lindell White. He was a Tennessee Titan, that guy.
Lindell White played behind Reggie Bush. But look, USC is a harder job.
I'm gonna give you 2 credit. When I wrote that, I was all the way USC, and I thought y'all was on board. You all made some compelling cases for LSU. I was thinking, damn, I got Auburn every year. I got Georgia every year, Alabama every year, Mississippi State or Ole Miss. They switched years on being elite. One of them will be good enough to beat you. Now, Langston, does LA even care about USC anymore? Is the support there?
Snoop
y'all done beat me down with this one. Wayne, where you at? I need some help.
You might have like the Auburns, the Alabamas, and all that stuff. But my thing is, if I'm going into a job, and this is how I am now, even with the job, micromanaging, why do you want to have donors breathing behind your neck telling you, if you don't do this, then, you're out of here.
You know what, Brandon? You can drop the mic on that one, and we can move on because all of us have been in the workforce, and nobody, I don't care who's listening, likes a micromanager.
All right. Nobody breathing down, messing up my edges when I had to relax, putting steam on.
It's you on every week. You're on ice. You're trying to walk carefully across, and then you make the wrong move, or you lose to that team that you shouldn't lose to. They probably say, you know what? You got to pack your bags. You got to go. You got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, y'all got me. They beat me down, Wayne. Thank you for your support, though. But that's a good point. Coach O, 2 years removed from a championship, and he's out. But
it's more to that story.
Bringing the side chicks to the office. Then when the players start questioning your commitment, and they trying to go pro, and you don't look like you trying to get them to go to the league, they start going to the AD. Like, AD, look, Coach been missing. We see him over there smelling like the Cotton Club. He's on. He
left his wife, and he came up showing blonde hair on the shoulder. We just didn't know.
But Wayne says right. Donors run all big programs, and LSU proved that. But I think you have a shorter lease at USC. They hold people to the 2003 team. Like, you're supposed to come there and win 23, 24 in a row and a couple of Rose Bowls. They're not that talented right now. That's a rebuild job.
But LSU is also a state school. USC is not a state school, if I'm not mistaken.
It's going to be interesting to see. And you would think that USC would be able to, with the NIL in place now, that they'd be able to at least coax some people out there with some good business-minded people that can bring some money in. We shall see. Now, speaking of LA, y'all are doing a fantastic job with the segues today. I'm loving it. Speaking of LA, y'all, Natasha, I know you were asleep. Brandon, you might not have been asleep. I wish I was asleep. I stayed up and watched that monstrosity that is the Los Angeles Lakers in their second game of the season, getting boat ran by Phoenix after they just got ran out the gym by Golden State on Tuesday. Brandon, Tasha, I need y'all to look at me when I'm talking to y'all. They look old, man. Well, they look old.
You know, look.
They look old. Oh my God. Yeah. They look old. They look like the young team that came into the rec league gym and saw the old cats out there and just finished their night for them. Just ran them out. Now you got AD and the Dwight Howard fighting on the sideline, about to come to blows, looking like Godzilla versus King Kong. Like, it's a disaster. Westbrook is a disaster. Y'all, I need y'all to talk me off the ledge because I predicted the King was going to get his 5th ring.
No, you mean tell you one thing, something I always have said. I'm a diehard Spurs fan. One thing I can say about the Spurs, they don't go in and bring in stars. They build stars. LA had to go get stars in order to win championship. Now, back in the day, it wasn't like that. But now, it's like they trying to do too much to win a championship. You can't do too much to win a championship. It's windows that you have to go through.
You know what, Brandon? You make a great point. But the thing is, LeBron James is the reason to blame for them not building any new talent. Because look at all those number 2 picks they gave away. Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma. They gave away some good young pieces that's balling in the league for other teams right now.
But the thing is, those pieces in LA were not working because they were too busy with other things. If you look at it, look at the ones you talk about. Kyle Kuzma, what was he doing? Out there in La La Land, trying to date the model Wendy Harlow. Then you had the ball. You know, outside of his father, you know, all the other stuff. His brother over there in China stealing. The other young brother over there, you know.
You didn't bring up the glasses gate, did you?
They had so
Gucci frames.
Right, he had so you know, the baby mama drama. He had so many other distractions that they could not. Everybody could not play under the limelight. It's hard to play in places like LA, New York, even Boston, because of the mystique of Boston. Even it's hard to play in places like that. If you're not there to strictly win games, you're not going to survive in those places.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, you're talking about Westbrook. Westbrook almost had a triple-double last night. He was 1 rebound short of a triple-double.
1 rebound short of a triple-double, but the same results as his other teams. They got beat by 20 points. They were down by 30 points at one point.
Again, and I'm gonna keep my mouth closed because I know we have another segment coming up that I'm going to kind of expound on some of those.
Wayne, a reason why I kept that up there because Wayne is segueing for us. I just wanted to throw that out there that the Lakers look like crap, and I don't know how you fix it. I don't know if it's just chemistry. They look old. They look like me and my friends out there trying to run.
Stars into one place. My thing is, if I was a coach, I wouldn't want to have that many stars on my team because you're dealing with prima donnas, you know, people with drama. People think they're better than everybody.
Egos.
Thank you. There you go.
Hey, the thing is, the proof is in the pudding. He ain't telling nothing but the truth because he got in the booth. I'm just saying, they looked horrible last night. The only good thing about that last night was that LeBron had 1 block, and that's when he was blocking AD from putting them hands on Dwight Howard. They looked like they was going to come to blows. And Denise, she agrees, too many egos. Now, triple-double means nothing. I'm tired of people and this triple-double crap. It doesn't win games. But if you Russell Westbrook, that goes on your tombstone.
Right, it passes stats.
Which is selfish. Which, if it's not leading to winning, then what are you even doing it for? I am very concerned about the Lakers. I think they may implode before the season is out. Now, sticking with the NBA and sticking with AD, the NFL released this all-time top 75 list the other day. I believe it was Thursday. And there were some names on there, T-Sizzle, that you had a problem with, huh?
Did I? That's really, I believe, why Dwight Howard and old AD got the fisticuff. Because, like, how the hell he make the list over me?
Come on with it. Come on.
I think that was a little bent up frustration. They out there playing whatever because their reason for the fight was something totally different. But I believe Dwight Howard had a little something pent up And the thing is, he didn't make that team simply because people don't like him. The media
Right.
does not like Dwight Howard because there's
Right.
no reason in hell why he shouldn't have been on that team.
Right.
AD does
A
not
notable
deserve
snub.
right. AD does not deserve a spot on that team. I'm sorry.
He does not.
And remember, I
He does
even
not.
told
He's
you.
missed too many games.
And remember, I even told you on that 50th list, Scottie Pippen didn't deserve to be on that top 50 list.
Bulls
Scottie
fans,
Pippen,
that was Tasha that said that. Bulls fans, don't come at me.
Scottie Pippen can ball. I'm not taking anything away from Pip's game, but Pip was not one of the top 50s when they released that list. He should have been added on to this one. Then you left off my man Vince Carter. Vince Carter was a game changer, not just with his dunks and his spectacular, feat. He was a game changer. And he's been in the league for 80 years. And who else? Let me pull this up. I don't think Russell Westbrook should have been on that list.
I don't either. I don't
think Chris Paul shouldn't have been on that list. Who else did I have?
Well, he's with State Farm, so.
I mean, they shouldn't have been on that list. It's a lot of people that, and I mean, Giannis is great, but it's too. No, James. It's no way in hell. James
I'm sorry,
Harden.
Brandon. Who did Brandon say?
James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden was even on the list. How did he make the list over Vince Carter?
Over Vince Carter, over Tracy McGrady. I'm not pushing so much for McGrady. Maybe not McGrady. But what about Klay Thompson off the top 75 with all them championships?
It's too soon. It's too soon.
And it was
Wayne says he disagrees. He's top 50 is what he says.
No, not that. When they released that list, Pippen was not one of the 50th greatest basketball players. He got in because he played with Jordan. Rodman is the top great. That's a game changer. Pippen was not a game changer. Rodman was a game changer.
He was.
The Worm was a game changer. Pippen was not a game changer. Pippen flourished because of Jordan.
Now, Brandon, since you and this is some good talk. I'm loving this conversation. Brandon, since you're new school, you didn't see a lot of these people play like in their primes. I'm going to ask you, let's look forward. Who's playing in the league right now? What young talent do you think will make this list when it goes to the top 100 in 25 years?
Well, of course, Stephon is already on there.
Yeah.
I think Klay Thompson, but the thing about it is what kills him is the injuries.
Out of sight, out of mind, Klay.
Mm-hmm. But yet AD is on the team, so make it make sense.
Right.
Morant.
Yeah.
Now, see, y'all, the segue game is so perfect because I was waiting to see if somebody would use one of those buzzwords. Ja Morant. Now, let's get to it. Ja Morant.
And see, the thing about it is, what I have to say about Ja Morant, he didn't go to a flashy college like everybody else.
Murray State.
Kansas. Exactly.
Yes, he would have, Wayne. Yes, he would have, Wayne. Jordan. Keep
going, Brandon. Wait a minute.
Because Pippen can be replaced.
Keep going, Brandon. I'm sorry. I had to put that up there because they tried.
But yeah, Ja Morant he's the truth. He's the truth. Like, he was already balling at Murray State. And then to translate to the NBA and doing what he's doing now, yes, I definitely think he has been there. And
let's back up real quick.
Marvin, because I think Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker should have been on there.
Yes, Manu Ginobili wasn't even on that list. How do you get Manu off?
Exactly. Those, I mean, I wouldn't say they were star players, but they came in and did what they supposed to at the right time.
Game changer.
Tony Parker. Does anybody remember 2014 when Tony Parker was unstoppable against the Miami Heat?
Yes.
And he broke up that threesome?
Yes.
Of course.
And they are game changers.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking they left out Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker.
He might have been the biggest snub. Tony Parker might have been the biggest snub. He only got 4 championships, and he was a main contributing starting point guard on those championship teams.
A real big three.
2014. Go back and look what he did in 2014 against the Miami Heat.
And then you think Bob Lanier is not even on that list. And Bob Lanier was way better than Pippen.
Way better. Now, let's transition because we can stay in that pot of stew all day and just let that simmer in the crock pot. All right, let's transition to today's game. And if y'all been you've been sitting out because of child support, have been sitting out them tickets, and y'all just not getting out. Welcome back to the crust of society. But if you missed it, Ben Simmons has reported to Philly, didn't practice, ain't played, already been sent home from practice, already got suspended for the season opener on Wednesday, didn't play yesterday, but he addressed his team and said that he takes accountability for his actions and that everybody should be accountable. Then he said he had back tightness. Now he went Simone Biles on us. And this is what I really want to get into. And we're going to start with you, Brandon. He went mental health, that I'm not mentally stable enough right now to play, and I'm going to join y'all at some point. Now, with everything that we know about this situation, from the time where he passed up the dunk, to Doc Rivers saying, I don't know if I can win with this guy, to Joel Embiid saying that was the changing moment of the series when he passed up the shot, to everything that happened in the offseason with him saying he's not going to play, to them docking him money, to him showing up to get his money. Do you believe this is a mental health issue, or do you think he's just not going to play for Philly until they move him?
No, I don't think this is a mental health issue, because now we getting to the point where everybody's coming out saying they have mental health issues.
Come on, Brandon.
And my thing is, we all go through things in life. But we have to take it with a grain of salt, and we have to keep pushing and moving. Ben Simmons is the.
Well, can I use Mrs. Dash? I can't watch my blood pressure.
Ben Simmons is a disease to Philly. And he got the wrong coach.
Hold on, back up. Hold on, back up. Hot take. Hold on, back up. I need you to say that one more again, bro.
Ben Simmons is a disease.
Woo, a disease. Hey, we coming in hot this morning on the extra point. I might have to nuke this coffee.
My thing is.
Hold on. Before you go, he said he's mentally unstable because he can't shoot.
Exactly. So I'm going to come up with all type of lies to get out of here because I suck. I suck. I suck.
The comments are popping today. Y'all off the chain. But he said he's a disease, Tasha.
Yes, he's a disease. My thing is, certain people don't fit in a certain environment. In that environment, he's messing up. You have a great team there. You have a great head coach.
Great team.
And you're causing that team to go downhill. They're spiraling downhill because of him. If you have, this goes back to the egos. If you have an ego, you need to move on. I don't need you on my team. You can go on and pack your bags and keep going. We trying to win. We have a winning culture. We brought in Doc Rivers, who's a winning caliber coach, who won championships already. You know what I mean?
He was an upgrade over Brett Brown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say he was under Pops, in San Antonio, but he did not translate right as a head coach.
Tasha T. Sizzle, does this look even worse if you're faking mental health just to avoid getting on the team bus and playing with your teammates?
Look, let me tell you something. Having mental illness and having a mental block are two totally different things. He does not have a mental illness. He has a mental block. He has too much pressure on him, which he accepted. When he was, they wanted, was it Spidey Mitchell? Who was it between him and being rookie of the year?
It was Spider-Man Mitchell.
He wanted all the accolades, but he knew he couldn't perform up to where we in media and even himself accepted and where they put him and where he accepted it, because it was coming with so much fame. It was giving him the Kendall Jenners. It was giving him the money. It was putting him out on Front Street. But when he couldn't perform, that is a mental block. That has nothing to do with mental illness. Now, like everyone is saying in the comments, like Marvin said, like Wayne said, he's faking a mental illness because he cannot perform.
I can't respect that. I cannot respect that.
But let me tell you,
mental health issues out here.
But let me tell you, when Sasha first started competitive cheerleading, she cheered with a very, very good cheerleader. She went on to cheer at Louisville on their competition squad and everything. This girl stopped tumbling. I mean, phenomenal tumbler, like Olympic style tumbling. If you know anything about competitive cheerleading, they tumble like they're in the Olympics. She had a mental block. She didn't have a mental illness. Her parents, I remember they were bringing psychologists into the gym, which at that time, I thought was a little ridiculous. I mean, she was 8, 9, 10 years old. But she finally got over that. That was a block. That wasn't an illness.
Now, let me play devil's advocate real quick. When it was a couple of months ago, where Simone Biles said that she needed to step away from Olympic competition to take care of her mental health. And at least I know the majority of the people rallied to support her and defend her from people who saying that she was soft or that she was just weak because she wasn't going to win the game, whatever. This isn't a gender thing, is it? Because he's a man, he can't use mental health.
No. Because Kevin Love admitted that he had mental issues. It has nothing to do with him being a male and her being a female. And you think Simone had already accomplished everything. She lived up to her billings.
Right. So she was already on GOAT status, right?
Right. She had it on a leotard. She was already the GOAT. And then you come to find out she had other things going on. She was molested by that nasty ass Larry Nassar. Yeah, other things were going on in her mind. So you can't compare those two.
Okay, fair enough.
I had to piggyback on what Tasha just said, because Simone Biles, she didn't live with her parents. She was raised by her grandparents. And then also our star gymnast here, she was on the same Team USA team with Simone Biles. They're great friends. I have worked many gymnastic events here at OU, and she went through the same thing. But you know what? She could have went on and won many gold medals because she's considered the GOAT. But she just stepped back and took a step and say, hey, you know what? Is it truly worth fighting for? So she did, they did their whole, lawsuit case and everything with, the whole thing that went on. Now she's living life and happy. She's doing what she has to do. She's still here at OU, by the name of Maggie Nichols. She's an amazing athlete. Yes. She could have went on and won the same thing Simone Biles did, but, people handle things differently. And she had to do what was best for her. Simone Biles had to do what was best for her. But, till this day, they're still buddy-buddy.
Like Marshawn Lynch, he said, you got to take care of your chicken and you got to take care of your mentals.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons in a nice little bowl on this, you need your ass whooped.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. When you're a star player somewhere and then you go off to a team where you're playing against people that are way better than you, some people don't know how to taking a back seat and being a role player. I have seen many people that were stars at one place and go off and be role players. Like, prime example, you had Tim Duncan, you had Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, all great players. Mm-hmm. But Tim Duncan was the number one player in San Antonio, and they both took a back seat. And look, they created the Big Three, and they were successful.
You know what? That's a great point, because you can look no further than downtown Dallas, right here in our own city, where Kristaps Porzingis was brought in as a free agent to be the franchise player. They drafted Luka the exact same following summer, and now you're on the back burner. He hadn't been able to recover from that since, and he hates Luka. And they have all the chemistry on the court.
So that's not a mental illness that he's not performing.
Right. That's you need your ass
hate. Right. That's hate. Number one is hate. You were brought in to be the star. I get that, but to bring someone else in who is better than you, why not work with them if your goal really is to win a championship? I think a lot of these people's goals is to get their names out there, to get the followers, to get likes, to get the endorsements. That's this new generation. That's what they're wanting. They're not wanting to win. You think about the Lakers show back in the day, even with the Celtics back in the day, didn't have all of this, but you can name Celtics. You got Dennis Johnson. You got your what's one that was smoking the weed? You call him Chief when he used to at the free throw line. Legend. You got even Danny Celtics players who were not in the same limelight, but they wanted to win. They wanted to win.
And Wayne put a nice little ball on this. He says that his handlers let him down by not getting him in the gym and developing a jump shot years ago. There is absolutely no reason on God's green earth that you could be in the league this many years and not have a jump shot. Lonzo Ball came in with no free throw shot and no free throw shot. He's worked on both, got his money, and now he's playing well in Chicago. Excellent stuff, man. Y'all are bringing it this morning. So let's see how y'all do in the hot picks. Since Brandon's in the middle chair, you start first, sir. We have Baltimore versus Cincinnati, 5-1 versus 4-2. Who you going with, Brandon?
I'll probably have to go with Baltimore. Cincinnati is looking great. Don't get me wrong. If Devontae Freeman can step up and play like Devontae Freeman at Florida State and his early on career at Atlanta, then I think I can see them getting a win against Cincinnati.
And for those who don't know, Devontae Freeman is like the fourth string running back that has to step in now because they lost they lost Dobbins and they just lost last week Lamar Murray. They lost Gus Johnson. They done lost everybody. So they just keep the train rolling. Tasha T. Sizzle, do they keep the train rolling with yet another running back leading the charge?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore this one too. And it goes going back to Baker Mayfield. Look at Lamar Jackson's whole team is basically completed. Call King Joker because our funds have been depleted, but they're still winning.
My son works.
Bathers. Wipers. But Cincinnati is looking really, really, really good. I am surprised that Cincinnati is playing as good as they are. But
shouts out to Joe Burrow
on this one. Yep.
All right. Wayne is going with Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Baltimore. They make it 6 in a row. We're going to your hometown.
Go with Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm saying, but Wayne is going with Cincinnati. He says this is the week for a letdown. So he says it's going to be an upset this week. So in your neck of the woods, San Francisco on Sunday night take on the Indianapolis Colts. Who gets the win, Miss T. Sizzle?
Of course, the 49ers. Yeah, I'm a homer. But this is a type of game, like we say this every week, a type of game that they can lose.
Y'all bet not lose Carson Wentz on those Sunday night. Y'all bet not.
If they lose against the Colts,
you bet not. Let's put it that way. Brandon, who you got?
You talking about the bowl of injured quarterbacks? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, that is a caveat.
You know, you got Carson Wentz, Jimmy G. You know, he was a Patriots player, but
we're gonna holler at you, Jimmy.
They both stay injured too much. You know,
Trey Bay is injured too. So
I mean, I probably have to go 49ers on that one. You know, because they got Deebo Samuel. Who is their running back now?
They're like Baltimore. They only like 6 or 7 1.
They just put in whoever's working.
Hey, but credit to Kyle Shanahan. Whoever gets in there, they got lanes to run. Whoever gets in there, they always run.
They got a line.
But Raheem,
I have to probably go with 49ers on that one.
I'm a Titans fan. You see the logo. Hell no, I'm not picking Indy this week. We need the 49ers to win this because we're probably going to get beat by KC, which we'll get to in just a second. And this week's Boo Boo Bowl. Now, T. Sizzle, I got to give you your props on something that you said last week. We asked who was the most disappointing team in the NFL, and you said Miami. 24 hours later, Miami goes over to London and lose to a winless Jacksonville.
Duval.
Well, you were right. It is Miami. Will they beat the hapless Falcons this week in this week's Boo Boo Bowl? T. Sizzle, who you got, Atlanta or Miami?
The only reason I'm picking Miami is because I chose them earlier this season. They gotta win. Come on for Brian Flores, please. Come on, let's win.
All right, okay. So we got one for Miami. Does the Atlanta Falcons get another one and get to 500? Mr. Brandon.
No, I think Miami will take this one.
I ain't trusting no team to lose to Jacksonville, so I'm gonna have to roll with Kyle Pitts and them on this one. In the Monday night venture, we have a couple of teams that are really in need of a win: the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. Mr. Lewis, who you got on the Monday night matchup?
Man, see, that's not even a standout matchup anymore. I mean, if it was Drew Brees and Wilson, it'd be a different story. It's like you got Jameis Winston and Geno Smith.
Great point.
Versus Florida State.
So you said you were gonna catch up on some other TV on Monday night?
Yeah, but I'll probably say the Saints to get it done because look what Geno Smith did. He gave the game away. Fumbled.
Damn, Geno! Come on, Geno. We're trying to root for you, bro.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take Florida State over West Virginia.
Hey, I like that. All right, T. Sizzle, where you going with this one?
You know I hate black on black crime because I always root for black. You know I do. I either root for the black coach, whoever has black quarterback. I think the Saints gonna march on in.
I like the Saints coming off a bye as well. Dadgum in Seattle, get it together. And last but certainly not least, can the Tennessee Titans do it again? Can they knock off another Goliath? Last week they knocked off Buffalo. This week Kansas City's and a porous defense comes into town. Yet they have one of the best offenses that we've seen in the last few years. Can Tennessee pull the upset again, Mr. Lewis?
You know, I don't know. The way NFL is working it's kind of like college football. You don't even know what to really say about it. But I mean, if Derrick Henry keep playing the way he plays, Tannehill just play lights out, and AJ Brown just come up, and Julio Jones play. I'll probably have to take the Titans for an upset.
If you don't have to do that, you're always welcome. You got a key. The key is under the mat. You always got a key to the extra point.
I mean,
Tasha even it out. Watch this. She'll even it out. Watch this. So who you got? KC or Tennessee?
Like he said, it's that Kansas City offense against that Titans defense, but then it's vice versa too, because you know Kansas City doesn't have a defense, but Titans got an offense. So, and I'm really rooting for Derrick Henry to go out there and ball out of control. Should I just say I'm going for the Titans?
What? Don't jinx my team. Now, I'm going with Tennessee because, look, I can't come back on here next week and we beat Kansas City and I didn't pick them. I'm forced to pick Tennessee this week. I do think if you're going against the 32nd ranked run defense and the 32nd ranked scoring defense, you ought to be able to control the clock. Although, in fairness to Kansas City, they don't need 10 minutes to do a drive down the field. One shot over the top to Hill, and we done. So, but
Hill's been quiet. Hill's been quiet. He's on my fantasy team, and he hasn't did much.
Right, he has been quiet this year. But we're going to go ahead and go with Tennessee. Now, Mr. Lewis, can you let the fine people out here in social media land know where they can find you for more sports takes on social media platforms?
You can find me on Facebook, Brandon Lewis. If you can't find me, look under Paul or Tasha's Facebook page.
No, we'll have it to where you can post it on your own today. That's on me. That was my fault last week.
All right, and then Instagram _BLewis2K14. And then Twitter, BLewis2510. I need my tweeters to come and show out for me because I'm lacking, and I send the information, but
no, you're gonna have that blue check mark. You'll be verified before it's all said and done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. But that's where you can find me.
Tasha, where can they find you in the club? They can find you in the club.
My mama, I got the X. You in the second group?
No, the radio version is the morning show. Remember? The radio version.
You can find me on these mean streets on Highway 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Michigan Wolverines are set to resume their season in less than an hour, so we're going to get on out of here and enjoy a great day of college football. What time does the Sooners play?
They play at 11.
So all three of us are about to skedaddle. We will see y'all next week. Thank y'all for joining. Peace.